are you shocked at just how, like, look at Brooks's cancer and this whole storyline. It is one of the most like shocking storylines. It's what people talk about a lot. You know, when you look, are you just shocked that you were a part of this?
I was totally shocked. Like I'm totally shocked. I mean, that's pretty much, I gotta say, probably the most controversial storyline ever on reality television, perhaps, and definitely in the Real Housewives franchise. Like, I discovered a dude was faking cancer. That's crazy town. And I cannot believe I was a part of it. By the way, I took a big risk. I came in guns a-blazing, season 10, newbie, young one, and I'm like, something isn't fitting here. And I really took a big risk by like kind of going after this dude for faking cancer without knowing any background. But I trusted my intuition, and like I've done so many times since then, it proves right.
Listen, if I ever need something investigated, Meghan, like you could have a whole nother career as like a PI. Seriously. Do you think it's like because of what you had gone through with like Leanne and like you were close to that? Like, you think that had something to do with it?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I think that it's because I was going through a cancer situation with my friend Leanne, my stepdaughter's mother, and it was very real and raw and fresh to me. And so I'm like, wait, this doesn't add up. His situation isn't adding up. And I felt like it was almost my duty to like disprove him, because otherwise he was going to be promoting this stupid juice cleanse that is, and then all of a sudden going to cure cancer to the masses on national television. And I felt like an ethical obligation to debunk that. And in addition to that, I didn't have children, so I had a lot of time on my hands. So it was a perfect storm.
Seriously. And you know, it's so egregious because like cancer touches so many of us. I mean, I have cancer. I've lost people in my family to cancer.
I'm sorry.
But thank you. But like you said, you know, there is this thing when you're like a newbie, like, oh, I gotta at least be on Tamra's good side or Vicki's, or have, you know, there is that thing that exists. But like you said, like you just balls to the wall, had no fear of like, you know, maybe my future here isn't gonna, you know, it could go one of two ways if you come in as a newbie and you're very outspoken. It could be like, ooh, we have a superstar on our hands, or like, get this girl out of here. None of us want anything to do with her.
Well, the thing, when I signed up for the show, I'm like, I'm going to be authentically me. And I don't like having enemies, but I'm also not going to, you know, shy away from any type of conflict if I believe in what I'm saying or doing. And so that's what I did. I never really acted in a performative way to the cameras. I never faked a friendship. I never forced a friendship. I tried to be kind to everyone, but like, if I see something that looks like it's off, I'm not going to, you know, just swallow it and take it for face value.
Where are you and Vicki today? Like, I take it you haven't spoken to Vicki anytime soon.
No, I mean, I think that we're like, I'm probably still blocked or something, you know, from her Instagram 6 years ago.
What would happen? You know, I know you don't live in the OC, but like if you and her ran into each other, like what would you say?
Oh, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. I actually did run into her in Cabo, like after I had quit the show. And it was fine. I think we took a tequila shot. That's how we would be. We would be fine. Like, we're not going to like get into any deep conversations. And if we were filming together again, it would be a different story. But no, we'd be fine if we ran into each other. Friendly.
What about, like you said, in a 2020 People magazine? Yes, I've done some research here that you will never forgive Brooks. Like, just do you still stand by that?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I think it's really fucked up what he did. And he didn't seem remorseful about it. I don't know. That's the kind of person, I don't want to say I forgive or don't forgive. I'm just grossed out and I just want to delete from my life. Like, email, like I deleted an email, like, goodbye, like, bad energy gone, wash my hands clean.
Like, delete and block.
Yeah. Like, the end, done.
But what I found is like, as a viewer, you really didn't know. Like, I personally remember, like, I wavered back and forth of like, you know, this, you know, because I wasn't there. I'm like, okay, like Vicki is not in on this. Like, you really did waver, but I just found it so, what's the word? Like, you never wavered. You just knew.
Well, did it make you not like me, or did it make you think that I was just like too overzealous?
No, I thought that I felt like it was genuine too. Like I felt like you really
Yeah.
look, I think a lot of newbies come in, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes, and they have an agenda, and like people study housewives now. And so when you come in and
Yeah.
like this is your lifelong dream and you want to hold on for
Mhm.
as many years as possible, to me, it's such a turn off. And it's like, ugh, you just are a fame whore and you want your 15 minutes. I didn't get that
Yeah,
from you,
yeah.
honestly. I'm not just saying that because you're here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, good. I don't think I acted that way. No, don't get me wrong. I do like to be in front of a camera, but like not to the point where I'm gonna, kind of fake it type of thing.
I think if it wasn't Vicki, for like a lot of people, just people were with Vicki for so long, it's like you just weren't
Yeah.
sure, just from her own point of view, of what she was capable of, or just, it was the first time we saw her
Yeah.
kind of like in a new relationship. Well, since you are a detective and I am going to use you in my
Uh-huh.
new life, and if I'm ever dating someone again, which God knows at this rate, I'm not going to need your services anytime soon, but
Okay,
I will
good.
be calling you. But, do you watch, like, now we have like Real Housewives of New Jersey and like Teresa Giudice and Louis Rielias. Like, are you up on this? Like, she has a new man. A lot of people think that he's like a dirty John type and has some secrets to hide.
I mean, I haven't really followed it. People tell me about stuff because they assume that, like I know all this stuff. And I wish I did. I just have a lot, with my kids and um but I want to know. So I thought it was Judice. Is it Judici?
There's two ways to say it. She's even said,
Oh,
like, you can go back. I say Teresa Giudice, but some say Judice. Like,
oh,
I think
okay.
technically the original way is Giudice,
Judici.
but I think that she
Judici.
introduced herself as Judice, and that's what like at least half the people say.
So she's dating a shady dude. Like, that's not shocking. She was like super shady. She and her husband, weren't they? She was in jail for
She
fraud, right? Or
she
something.
was in jail for signing certain things, and he was in jail, her husband, and he is deported now, and she has
Deported.
this new guy,
Yeah.
and she is like in love, and people think that there's something there. I mean, I live in New York City, so I know kind of people just think if you scratch the surface with him that she's not really in on it, but that he's kind of just.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a high likelihood of that. Like attracts like, if like attracts like, if energy attracts energy, like I don't think like Teresa seems like, the brightest bulb. And she's probably like kind of looking for I don't know. I mean, everybody's looking for love. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying like her based on her history, she's definitely I feel empathetic toward her. And I'm not trying to talk shit on her by any means. But like I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that she ends up with a con man or something, you know? Unfortunately, and I hate to say that, but like, look, I can say this because I have had plenty of experiences in this category myself. So I am like totally self-deprecating when it comes to this. Like people are allowed to point their finger at me all they want, which gives me like a little bit of like what is it, like